Here we are in beautiful Huntington Harbor at Prime Restaurant, a beautiful jewel of a restaurant just about an hour outside Manhattan. And we're here with Chef Greg Lauletta, who will be teaching me how to cook a favorite dish of mine, beef Wellington.
So what we have here is a center cut piece of prawn filet mignon. Take a pinch of that kosher salt.
All right.
Season meat on all sides.
Just flip it over.
That's right.
Okay, so it's salt and pepper on the meat. That's it.
So let's sear off the meat. Okay. This is actually a very lean cut of meat.
Yeah, I see that.
From the tandoor. The bottom, see that? See it? Just be careful. Make sure you turn it when we flip it. You flip it away from you. So if any of this oil was to splatter, it would splatter away from you and not on you.
And it's going to stay rare in the middle.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we seared all sides of this piece of meat. Just put it right on the plate.
That's right.
Okay.
And now we're going to chill these.
Chill them?
Chill them. These need to be chilled so that we can wrap them in the puff pastry. Okay, now we're going to start prep for our mushroom duxelle. You ready to cut?
Mushroom duxelle.
That's right.
All right.
So we'll start with, let's say, 3 of these cloves of garlic.
3 cloves
Yep,
of
mince them up. Now push that to the side.
And start with the shallots.
Right. We'll do level cuts going across. See, I have my fingers on top, not on the bottom, so I can cut myself. And then twist it sideways, so you have all these little pieces.
So much easier to do it your way. Okay. Chopped shallot, we have our chopped garlic.
Let's pick some thyme.
Pick some thyme.
Picked.
Strips.
Pick time, pick time. Now we have to chop up these mushrooms. It's going to take a little while. These are cremini mushrooms, which are baby portobello.
Oh, baby portobello. Okay. In my house, it was always, when we were growing up, you know, a few simple ingredients. We love seafood. We always had a boat growing up on Long Island, so we were out on the bay and we'd get clams and fish and, you know, bring them home and make simple dishes. But I never quite learned how to cook like my grandmother or my mom. They're both amazing cooks.
Few people usually do. I mean,
I just seem to be completely inept to cook.
Grandmas are the, you know.
Grandmas are
the
they're the staple. Everyone wants their recipes. They get carried on for years. Okay, so we have our mushrooms chopped.
So we have a hot pan over here. We'll start with a little bit of oil in the pan.
Okay.
This is hot. You can tell it's hot by the way the oil's rolling around. It's just starting to barely smoke a little bit.
Is it okay if the mushroom makes its way in there?
Excuse me?
Is it okay if the mushroom?
Absolutely. The mushroom's going right in, right in. I'm gonna bring it to you. Making a mess here. Okay, now we're going to deglaze with a little bit of dry vermouth. Actually, when you shake the pan or toss any of those ingredients, the French would call it sauté, meaning to toss, you're actually cooling off the ingredients inside. So the more that you toss it, the cooler the pan will be. I'm gonna add some sherry.
Vermouth and sherry. All for mushrooms. That's a lot of alcohol for a dish of mushrooms. But I'm assuming that's what gives it all the nice flavor. Puts the well in Wellington.
So once all the alcohol cooks off and the liquid evaporates, we're going to add a little bit of heavy cream, reduce that, and then we're going to chill this mixture as well.
So dry vermouth, half a cup of sherry, and now we're going to add some heavy cream. So we've determined that my mushrooms were a different color than Greg's because I'm a pan shaker and he's not. So he's in the process of fixing my mushrooms so that they're up to par for our beef Wellington. And Greg, how are you going about doing that?
We just put it on the flame, you know, very hot. Just let them sit there and caramelize without disturbing it.
Without disturbing it.
Right.
And then you added a little more vermouth
Just a touch more because we were browning up around the sides, and deglazing the side will actually pull that caramelized flavor that's, that fond that's stuck to the pan. Take the mushrooms off the fire.
I'm going to go this way.
We've seared our filet mignon and chilled it. We've made our mushroom duxelle, and now we have our puff pastry on the cutting board, and we're ready to assemble my interpretation of beef Wellington. Puff pastry is basically flour and lots of butter that have been turned many times. All right, Susan, here we go. Let's pay attention because I don't want you to mess this up.
Okay. All right, we have our, what is this again?
Puff pastry. Okay, now it's at the perfect temperature to assemble right now. If it's too cold, you can't work with it, it's brittle.
Right, it's very doughy.
And if it gets too soft, it's even worse. So let's put a spoonful of the duxelle down right in the middle.
Okay. All right. These mushrooms are just out of this world.
Filet right on top.
Okay. And a little more on top again.
The same amount.
Amount.
Now.
Okay, I'm going to watch you first because this is a tough one.
Now we're going to fold this over the top. And since I'm putting multiple layers of puff pastry on top of each other, I'm actually pulling this to stretch it. Fold that over.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Let me try. All right, so I'm going to start by folding it over like that. Hold it there. This piece here, stretch. I can do this. I got this.
So now flip it over. Now we're just going to egg wash them. It's just like, whenever you get any pastry, it's nice and shiny and looks beautiful. That's exactly what we're doing here. Okay, and now we're ready to go into the oven. We'll do a 370-degree oven for about 16 minutes.
Okay, 370-degree oven, 16 minutes. Here we go. Gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, look at them. Wow.
So this is some brie fondue. It's basically brie melted down with some cream.
That smells so good. Wow. I still can't get over I made this. Look at it. Isn't it great? Oh, green sauce.
I'll finish a little herb oil.
All right, so that's our beef Wellington. Now,
let's go to tomato salad.
Tomato salad. I'm going to let you cut all the tomatoes for our summer salad. All right, so we have yellow ones, we have red ones, we have orange ones.
Greenish ones also, right?
A little green. But it's all part of, and it all has a little different flavor.
They do. I mean, it's a variety in the theme. They're all tomatoes, but they do the flavor profile, the meatiness of the tomato. They're all slightly different.
It smells great. Tomato, basil, two of the most simple ingredients. Everyone grows in their garden every year.
Okay, we're gonna mince up some shallots. Use some extra virgin olive oil, some fine sherry vinegar, some sea salt, and marinate the tomatoes for an hour, and then we'll make a compost salad. So
tell me, while you were growing up, were you the kid that always helped your mom cook? I mean, what inspired you?
I was one of them. I come from a pretty large family. There's 5 of us, so a lot of mouths to feed. All of us definitely helped out.
With the cooking every night?
Correct.
Yeah?
And enjoyed it as
nice.
well, yeah. Actually, basil leaves, we'll roll them, and then I'll cut thin strips.
Ah, shredded. Look at that. That's not your typical way of cutting.
Chiffonade, actually.
What's it called?
Chiffonade, French term. All right.
It smells like heaven.
Put some sea salt.
Sea salt?
Now this is actually going to pull some of the moisture out of the tomatoes, which is what we want. Okay, now that our tomatoes are marinated, we add some little white balsamic cream. And we'll plate in the middle of the roll.
I again, presentation is everything. So the different colors, looks just beautiful. So look what he's done with his tomato salad. Isn't that beautiful? And Greg, how about we go outside and taste these 2 dishes?
Perfect. Let's go.
Would that be great? I'd love to show you the outside of this restaurant. It's fabulous. Let's go. I'm going to try a little bit of this tomato salad. Just so curious about it.
Right, it all has to do with the ingredients. I mean, they're just amazing tomatoes. These are great on their own. You pick it up, eat it like an apple. I mean, just they're great. You can't mess them up. A little bit of sea salt, you know. So we add a little basil, olive oil, you know, a touch of vinegar for
like
a little bit of acidity. Yeah, the pesto's nice.
Very
pesto
nice
mixed
touch.
in with the.
So these are nice because what you were saying was typically beef Wellington is done in a roll.
Typically, it would be the whole filet mignon or the chateaubriand with some mushroom duxelle on it, maybe some foie gras, you know, similar preparation as we did in the whole entire thing, wrapped in puff pastry, roasted whole, and then sliced, I would say, you know, pieces, individual pieces cut off.
I really like the idea that it's got its own puff pastry, which really adds a lot to the flavor. I like having the extra pastry around the meat. It's delicious. Awesome. Owner Michael Bolshin was kind enough to meet with us today to talk about the architecture and design inspiration for Prime.
This place is it's kind of like a resort, frankly. We've got a bunch of different areas. You've got here, this is the Hedge Bar, which is an outdoor bar. We have the Cabana Bar on the far side. We have dockside dining down low, which is more casual dining, sandwiches and salads and some barbecue stuff. Up here is our porch area, which is fine dining, but it's outside. And then you have 3 dining rooms inside. All fine dining.
So wonderful. Not many places offer what you have here, in that it's a very large setting, and it's just surrounded by water.
We have 300 feet of docks, so we have boats come in all the time, and this gives people an opportunity, if you're in shorts and flip-flops, to have dinner.
And then, as you say, I know you have reggae here on Sunday, which I'm a big fan of. I like being in my flip-flops and just chilling.
We do that we have a band on Saturdays. We do what we call Margaritaville. It's a Jimmy Buffett type band that plays from 4 to sunset. And on Sundays we do reggae from 4 to sunset. On Mondays we actually show movies behind the Cabana Bar. We have a 20 by 15 screen. A lot of the restaurants that are on the water, often all over the country, they rest on the laurels of having a wonderful view, and you don't get the great service and the great food that goes along with it. We try to create a restaurant here. The concept was that the food, the service, the wine list, the beverages would all be top-notch, the venue top-notch, and that the view would just be kind of an added bonus, and hopefully we've accomplished that. We're probably one of the few, if not the only, waterfront restaurant on Long Island that has the sun setting directly in the rear of the restaurant.
Yeah.
So the sun sets right here. You can sit here, we turn the fire pit on, you can have cocktails and put your feet up. Once you're here on a night like that, it's hard to leave. Well, these are where the boats dock. It's low tide right now, but so you can't see, but there's a 300-foot floating dock here. We have a full-time staff of dock masters that help you dock your boat.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Boats of all shapes and sizes come here. And the docking is actually free when you dock. You pay a fee, but the fee is redeemable inside.
Wonderful, Michael.
For foods and service.
Very nice. It's hospitable.
And all these tables here are available to eat or drink or just lounge, whatever you prefer. This is
absolutely beautiful. So, what is the total square footage of Prime? It's massive.
It's about 56,000. The property, this side of the street is 56,000 square feet. It's about 1.25 acres, and then we have another acre across the street that's strictly for parking.
And so this was inspired by a Boston.
Charles River Boathouse. The head of the Charles is a very famous regatta where they row crew up and down the river. And so we went up there for a week and took a bunch of pictures and took tours of a bunch of buildings and got some inspiration for this.
So well done. One of my absolute favorite dining spots. And again, Michael Bolshin, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Meeting you.
Pleasure to meet you too.